morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please fasten your seatbelts. We are about to depart from Mexico onto the next leg of our trip around the world. Our next stop will be China, where we'll enjoy gung po chicken. Seriously, folks, I hope you're having a great day. We're going to move on to some Chinese food. Now, Chinese food can be very intimidating to people, and yet it's very simple to cook for the most part. I think probably the biggest issue with Chinese food is it uses some ingredients that a lot of us wouldn't necessarily have in our pantry all the time. But if you make Chinese food often enough, it certainly is worth the investment to get these products. Now, one of the things it calls for is grated ginger. I'm going to use a ginger paste because I don't use ginger that often, that I'm not going to buy a knuckle of ginger and have it go to waste. So I'm going to take you down to the counter and show you the ingredients that we will need to make an easy gung pao chicken. Don't know if that's pronounced right or not, but it's going to taste good. Be right back. Okay, here we go. First of all, you need chicken. And it calls for some pound of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This is actually chicken tenderloins. I get my chicken direct from Purdue, and they give you like a sampler box of a lot of their different cuts. And they do a very nice job. I enjoy it. So I have a pound of tenderloins here that I have cut into bite-sized pieces. You'll need some red pepper, some green pepper. Let me bring a little closer now. Okay. Some ginger paste or grated ginger, hoisin sauce, garlic, red pepper, toasted sesame oil, and soy sauce, and cornstarch. The cornstarch is used for two things. It's used to make it a silky consistency and also to use as a thickening. So the first thing we're going to do is to make a marinade. And we're going to start with a tablespoon of the soy sauce. Let me move my chicken out of the way here. I think you can see my bowl a little better. There you go. A tablespoon of the soy sauce. A teaspoon of the sesame oil. Sesame oil will give it a good flavor, but it is a little bit powerful. That's a teaspoon. Two teaspoons of balsamic vinegar. I forgot to mention that. And 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I'm just going to mix this around. There's not much in this bowl, but I'm just basically trying to dissolve the cornstarch. Now what we're going to do is add the chicken. Let's get this cutting board out of here. Well, of course, I've got one piece that's stuck on this, and I'm going to have to rinse this whisk off. Okay, so I'm just going to shush this around and make sure it gets covered. It's not a marinade like you think, where it's, you know, full of liquid and they sit for hours. This is just coating the chicken. All right. Now, I'm going to just leave this sitting on the counter for about 10 minutes while we get the rest of this ready. Let me rinse this. I'll be right back. Okay, and now we're going to make the sauce. Now, the sauce is almost a duplicate of the marinade. Let me bring it down just a little bit. And it starts with 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of the hoisin sauce. This is a new bottle. I may have to take the inner cap off. Just get a knife. Well, it's a little bugger to get off of there. There we go. Tablespoon. And this is the thick, it's kind of sweet. A teaspoon of sesame oil. And 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Now this is, I don't want to get that in the cornstarch, so this is a 1/2 teaspoon. So we'll do 4 of these. And we're going to mix that together. Making sure we get it all in there. And just set it aside for a few minutes. I'm going to rinse my hands. The hoisin sauce is sticky. All right, I don't think we need these anymore. I just washed my burner and now it's smoking. Okay, I'm going to start my vegetables now. I have a pan that's heated up here on the stove and smoking. And I need a half of a green pepper. The first thing I'm going to do is just throw a little bit of oil in here. About 2 tablespoons. And add a little bit of red pepper flakes. Not much. I will add more to my dish, but I know Bob wouldn't like it too spicy. So now it calls for half of a green onion, and I'm going to use probably a little more than half. I'm going to use whatever's left here. Roughly chopped. Whee! Pan is a little hot. I have it turned off at the moment. The cast iron will stay hot for quite a while. And now we need a half of a red onion, a red pepper. I never cook without throwing some on the stove. Okay. We're going to let that cook. Until these are softened. And then we're going to add our garlic and our ginger. Really, that red pepper was just to flavor the oil. So let me clean this up while this is cooking, and I'll bring you back in just a minute. Okay, these are softening up nice. So now I'm going to add, it says 2 cloves of garlic. I'm using my minced garlic, and I'll probably add about a teaspoon. and a quarter teaspoon of the minced ginger. So I'm just going to do one little squirt. Okay. Now we're just going to swizzle these around for about a minute, 30 seconds or so. Don't want to burn it. Is there anything that smells better than peppers cooking? All right, time to add the chicken. Now, you probably should do this in more than one batch, but I'm lazy. And we're just going to let it cook, and we'll stir it around. It probably takes 4 or 5 minutes. It smells good. I'm going to let this cook until there's no pink left, and I'll bring back to show you the next step. Okay, this is pretty well done. I'm just going to test it. 180, 186, 188, plenty done, plenty done. So, the last thing we're going to do is to add our sauce. And just make sure we get everything coated. There wasn't much to cooking that, was there? Everything in one pot here. Prep on Chinese food usually takes longer than the cooking. Now I'm going to put it in a casserole dish here, because we're not going to eat it quite yet. And this way I can warm it up later. I'm going to serve this with some fried rice and some fresh sliced cucumbers. And I will be back to show you what it looks like when you plate it. Now there's a couple of more things that you're going to use as garnish. You're going to use some green onions. Excuse me, 1 minute. Sorry, I had to move the camera. You're going to use some green onions and some peanuts to garnish this. But let me get you a little taste test here. Ooh, that chicken is just falling apart. And when I come back, I'll show you how it's plated. It's not spicy. It has a little sweet, tangy sauce. That's the hoisin sauce. Very good, very good. And when it's plated with the green onions and the peanuts, I bet it'll be absolutely delicious. So hang in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to come in for a landing in China. Enjoy. I'll see you in a bit when we're ready to eat. Well, just before I start, I wanted to show you, because I need to put this back in the freezer. This is the fried rice I'm using. It's a Member's Mark, Sam's Club. Chicken fried rice, it says. It's 3 minutes in the microwave. This is a big box. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but there's 6 bags of rice in there. So you have 6 times you can use this. I so far found this very good. I can add more soy sauce or whatever I need to do with it, but this is good. All right, back in a minute when the rest is ready. Okay, here's the finished dish. Now we have the chicken, we have the rice, we have some cucumbers, and we're going to do the rest of the things we said. We need a little green onion and some peanuts, which ooh, that looks like amazing. Amazing. We have rice, my Gongqing rice. All right, hanging it up. I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you on Tuesday. Love ya. Bye-bye.